ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेव। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी। Hare Krishna. We continue in chapter 6, conversation between Narada and Vyasdeva. Shloka number 15 to 18. तस्मिन् निर्मनुजे अरण्ये
तस्मिन् निर्मनुञ्जे अनन्ये
पिप्पल पिप्पल उपस्थे आश्रितः
पिप्पल उपस्थ आश्रितः
आत्मानम् आत्मस्थम्
आत्मना आत्मानम् आत्मस्थम्
यथा श्रुतम् अचिन्तयम्
यथा श्रुतम् अचिन्तयम्
ध्यायतः चरण अम्भोजम्
ध्यायतः चरण अम्भोजम्
भाव निर्जित चेतसा
भावनिर्जित चेतसा
उत्कंठ अश्रु अक्ष
औत्कण्ठ्य अश्रुक अलक्ष्यस्य
हृदया हृदय आसीन में शनै हरिः
हृदय आसीन में शनय हरिः
प्रेम निर्भिन्न
प्रेम अतिभर निर्भिन्न
पुलक अंग अति निवृत्त
पुलक अंगः अति निवृत्तः
आनंद संप्लवे लीनः
आनंद संप्लवे लीनः
न अपश्यम उभयम मुने
न अपश्यम उभयम मुने
रूपम भगवत मनः
रूपम भगवत यत अन्मनः
कांतम शुच अपहम
कांतम शूच अपहम
अपश्यम सहसा उत्स्तस्ये
अपश्यन् सहसा उत्तस्ते
वैक्लव्या दुर्मना इव
वैक्ल्यना दुर्मना इव
तस्मिन् निर्मनुजे अरण्ये
तस्मिन् निर्मुनुजे अरण्ये
पिप्पल उपस्थे आश्रितः
विपलोपस्थित आश्रयः
आश्रितः आत्मा आत्मन आत्मानम् आत्मस्थम्
आत्मना आत्मनम् आत्मस्थम्
यथा श्रुतम् अचिन्तयम्
यथा श्रुतम् अचिन्तयम् ध्यायतः चरण
अम्भोजम्
अम्भोजम्
भाव निर्जित चेतसा
भावनिर्जित चेतसा
औत्कुण्ठ्य अश्रुकला
औत्कण्ठ्य अश्रुकलाक्षस्य
हृदय हरिः
हृदि आसीन में शनय
हृदय
हरिः
इनमें शनै हरिः
प्रेम आतिभार निर्भिन्न
पुलक अंग अति निवृत्तः
पुलक अंगति निवृत्तः
आनंद सम्नः
आनंद संप्लवली
न अपयने
न
रूपम भगवत यत्तत्मनः कांतम शुच अपहम अपश्यम सहता उत्तस्ते वैक्लव्यात दुर्मणा एव. Please read.
तस्मिन् निर्मनुजे अरण्य पिप्पल उपस्थ आश्रितः आत्मना आत्मनम् आत्मस्थं यथा अश्रुतम् अचिन्तयम् ध्यायतः चरण अम्भोजं भावनिर्जितचेतसा औत्कण्ठ्या अश्रुकलाक्षस्य हृदयस्य आसीनमे शनैः हरि प्रेमातिभर निर्भिन्न पुलक अंग अति निर्वृत्तः आनंद संप्लवे लीनः न अपश्यम् उभयं मुने रूपं भगवत यत्तन्मनः कान्तः शूच अपहम् अपश्यन् स सौतस्ते वैक्लव्य आद दुर्मना इव.
दुर्मणा एव. Sridhar Prabhuji, please read.
हरे कृष्ण. तस्मिन् निर्मनुजेरण्ये विप्ललोपस्य आश्रितः आत्मनात्मानम् आत्मस्थं यथाश्रितम् अचिन्तयम् ध्यानतश्चरणं भोजं भावनिर्जितचेतसा औत्कण्ठाय श्रीरुकलाक्षय हृदि आसीन्मे चनैर्हरिः प्रेमादिपर निर्भिन्न पुलगांगोधिनिर्वृतः आनंद संप्लवो लीना नापस्तम उपयम मुने रूपम भगवतो यत्तन् मनः कांतं कसबहम अपश्यन् सचसोस्तुते वैक्लव्यात् दुर्मना इव. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, please read.
हरे कृष्ण. तस्मिन् निर्मनामुनुजे अरण्ये पिप्पलोपस्थः आश्रितः आत्मनात्मानमात्मस्थं यथाश्रुतम् अचिन्तयम् ध्यायतः चरणाम्भोजं भावनिर्जितचेतसा औत्कण्ठयाश्रुकलाक्षस्य हृदयासीन्मे शनैः हरिः प्रेमातिभर निर्भिन्न पुलकांगो अनिवृत्तः अतिनिवृत्तः आनंद संप्लवो लीनो नापश्याम अभूयं मुने रूपं भागवतो यत्मनः कान्तः शुचापहम् अपश्यन् सहसोत्तस्थे वैक्लवाद
दुर्मना इव.
दुर्मना. Hare Krishna.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Please, translation read.
After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the Supersoul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from the liberated souls. As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the Personality of Godhead, with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the Personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, appeared on the lotus of my heart. O Vyasadeva, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. The transcendental form of the Lord, as it is, satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desirable. One
Purport
should
by the
not
Srila Prabhupada.
according to purpose. Jai Srila Prabhupada. One should not meditate according to one's personal whims, One should know perfectly well from the authoritative sources of scriptures through the transparent medium of a bona fide spiritual master and by proper use of one's trained intelligence for meditating upon the supersoul dwelling within every living being. This consciousness is firmly developed by a devotee who has rendered loving service unto the Lord by carrying out the orders of the spiritual master. Sri Narad Ji contacted bona fide spiritual masters, served them sincerely, and got the enlightenment rightly. Thus, he began to meditate. The word bhava is significant there. This bhava stage is attained after one has transcendental affection for the Lord. The first initial stage is called Shraddha, or is likely for the or liking for the Supreme Lord. And in order to increase that liking, one has to associate with pure devotees of the Lord. The third stage is to practice the prescribed rules and regulations of devotional service. This will dissipate all sorts of misgivings and remove all personal deficiencies that hamper progress in devotional service. When all misgivings and personal deficiencies are removed, then there is standard faith in transcendental matter and the taste for it increases in greater proportion. This stage leads to attraction, and after this there is bhava. On the prior stage of unalloyed love for God. All the above different stages are but different stages of development of transcendental love. Being so surcharged with transcendental love, there comes a strong feeling of separation which leads to 8 different kinds of ecstasy. Ecstasies. Tears from eyes of a devotee is an automatic reaction, and because Sri Narad Muni in his previous birth attained that stage very quickly after his departure from home, it is quite possible for him to perceive the actual presence of Lord, which he tangibly experienced by his developed spiritual senses without material tinge. Spiritual feelings of happiness and intense ecstasies have no mundane comparison. Therefore, it is very difficult to give expression to such feelings. We can just have a glimpse of such ecstasy in the words of Sri Narada Muni. Each and every part of the body or senses has its particular function. After seeing the Lord, all the senses became fully awakened to render service unto the Lord, because in the liberated state, the senses are fully efficient in serving the Lord. As such, in that transcendental ecstasy, it so happened that senses became separately enlivened to serve the Lord. This being so, Narad Muni lost himself in seeing both himself and the Lord simultaneously. That the Lord is not formless is experienced by Narad Muni, but his form is completely different from all forms of our material experience. For the whole duration of our life, we go see different forms in material world, but none of them is just apt to satisfy the mind, nor can any one of them vanish all perturbance of the mind. These are the special features of the transcendental form of the Lord, and one who has once seen that form is not satisfied with anything else. No form in the material world can any longer satisfy the seer. That the Lord is formless or impersonal means that he has nothing like a material form and is not like any material personality. As spiritual beings having eternal relations with that transcendental form of the Lord, we are life after life searching after that form of Lord, and we are not satisfied by any other form of material appeasement. Narad Muni got a glimpse of this, but having not seen it again, he became perturbed and stood up all of a sudden to search it out. What we desire life after life was obtained by Narad Muni, and losing sight of him again was certainly a great shock for him. Hare Krishna.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् च Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishwakanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. We try to understand shloka number 15 to 18. Here describe about after the Narad Muni went toward north direction, how would they go ahead and what they do that describing in this shlokas. Prabhuji will tell us in detail.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji. So, we have seen that Narad Muniji is traveling towards north because there he is going to be getting an opportunity, the perfect place where he can meditate. And that is exactly what he gets. So in the shlokas, we see that Narad Muniji explains that he finally reached a place. He sat under the shadow of a banyan tree. That tree was in an inhabited forest. And there he started meditating upon the Supersoul, which is situated within. And what kind of a meditation? Meditation as he had learned from the liberated souls. He meditated upon the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead with the mind which was completely transformed in transcendental. And very soon, tears rolled down his eyes. And immediately, without making any delay, Śrī Kṛṣṇa appeared on the lotus of his heart. And as soon as that was seen, he was exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness. Every part of the body became separately enlivened. And he got completely absorbed in ocean of ecstasy. And such was the situation that he could not see self or the Lord. And as soon as the transcendental form of the Lord was satisfying his mind's desire, immediately everything got erased. All mental incongruities were vanished. But the moment that form was lost, he became perturbed. He got up because he had lost something which is desirable. Such a wonderful explanation by Naradji. Actually, it is not possible, humanly possible, to put everything, that feelings, that experience which Naradji would have got in words, because that is beyond explanation. But we are being taught few important aspects out here. First and foremost is about meditation. That it should not be done as per our whims. Okay, I close my eyes and I want to meditate on a point somewhere. No, it has to be as guided by, as directed by a spiritual master. So we should know about meditation from authoritative sources of scriptures. And that should be coming to us through the medium of a bona fide spiritual master. And we should get trained under his direction, under his guidance on how to meditate upon the Paramatma, which is there in everyone's heart. But then not everyone is able to do it. So Krishna, according to the time, place, circumstances, has given different methods of meditation. And it's the Guru who actually guides us what is the best thing to be done. Like in Kali Yuga, the meditation process that is recommended is the Harinam Sankirtan. You have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that is how you meditate upon Krishna. The moment this is done, the consciousness is firmly developed by a devotee because he is doing loving service unto the Lord by carrying out the orders of the spiritual master. So the three stages are being explained in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. That the first stage is called Shraddha, faith, the liking for the Supreme Lord. And in order to increase that liking, one has to associate with other devotees, Shuddha Bhakta. It is then and only then that the stage which Naradji expressed, the Bhava stage, can be attained. Only after we have got the transcendental affection for the Lord. So the third stage, Prabhupada ji mentions, is to practice the prescribed rules and regulations of bhakti, the devotional service. Because then it removes all sorts of misgivings. It dissipates all personal deficiencies which can hamper progress in devotional service. So we become better and better, and we reach the actual stage of understanding. When the misgivings and deficiencies are removed, the faith in transcendental matter is standardized. And our hankering for it increases in great proportion. The test for it increases in greater proportion. And because of that, there is an attraction towards Krishna. Sarva karsheti iti Krishna. And then post that, we have the stage of bhava, the prior stage of unalloyed love for God. So bhava, and then we get the prema bhakti. Because by being surcharged with the transcendental love, we come to a stage of feeling of separation, vipralamba bhava, and that leads to the 8 different kinds of ecstasies. So Narad Muni Ji is explaining few of those which he experienced. The flowing of the tears from the eyes, it's an automatic reaction. Narad Muni Ji in his previous birth attained the stage very quickly. That was very quick for him. After his departure from home. So it was quite possible for him to perceive the actual presence of the Lord, and which he actually experienced because of his spiritual senses which were developed and because of the absence of the material tinge. See, spiritual happiness, no? The intense ecstasies that we will likely get, there is nothing which is comparable to it. There's no mundane comparison for it. Narad Muni Ji is trying to give a glimpse of the spiritual ecstasy which he felt. And he starts with explaining how each and every part of the body, each and every sense was activated. See, every part of the body, every sense has a defined function, defined objective to be fulfilled. But the moment something comes in association with Lord, the senses see the Lord, all the senses become awakened, fully awakened. And each sense wants to render service unto Lord. Because in the liberated state, the senses are efficient in serving the Lord. While we are not liberated, while we are bonded in the material world, we may try to serve the Lord. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. but then that will not be efficient. That efficiency will come when we move to the liberated state. And so, in the transcendental ecstasy, the senses, each of the senses become separately enlivened. And each of the sense wants to serve the Lord in its particular objective or the functional way that they are created for. And when all the senses want to serve, it's but obvious that Narad Muniji lost himself because he was seeing both himself as well as the Lord simultaneously. And each sense wanted to serve Lord, and then he forgot everything. Now, something here is very important that Narad Muni says that he saw the Lord. So it was a form, it was not formless. So those who say that Lord is not having a form, this is the biggest answer to them. Lord has a form. Only thing is, his form is different from all the forms that we experience in this material world. The form of the Lord, it is transcendental in nature. And it has got two qualities which is not possible with the material forms. One, it satisfies the mind. And two, it vanishes all perturbances of the mind. So the moment we see such transcendental form of Lord, then we will not be satisfied with anything else. Nothing in this material world, no form in this material world will any longer satisfy the person. Because he has received the ultimate happiness, which Krishna explains even in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 21st shloka. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adi antavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Such a vivid description of how an intelligent person is giving up everything. The liberated person not attracted to the material sense pleasure because he has realized the unlimited happiness and he is able to concentrate on the Supreme Lord, Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So he does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with material senses. And that is what we have to develop. As spiritual beings, we have eternal relations with Krishna. Life after life, we are searching after that form of the Lord. And that is why we are not satisfied with anything in material world, any material appeasement. Narad Muni got a glimpse of this, but as soon as it vanished, he became perturbed and stood up all of a sudden to search for it. What we desire life after life was obtained by Narad Muni, and losing sight of that was certainly a shock. And Narad Muniji will explain us further what he did to re-achieve it. Hare